family gladly chosen. Subscribe to the channel, comment, do whatever you feel like you need to do. I'm doing this topic right here. A lot of times I say, well, maybe I shouldn't speak upon this, whatever. And sometimes I feel like in free will, we do go against our better judgment. But I feel like I just want to speak upon this topic. I feel like, as a black race, we should be able to discuss these matters without putting one another down or whatever, because of gender, because a person may think that another person may not have the right or authority to speak, but these people are giving their opinions on things, so I'm also giving my opinion as well, maybe from a different perspective or a different outlook. But I will say this: Charleston White, he works with kids, he works with youth. I respect a lot of the things that Charleston White has done. I feel like we have a lot of similarities. I won't get into those similarities because that's not what I'm doing. He says a lot of things that I really do agree with. So I've watched the Gangster Chronicles podcast or whatever, and I like it. I jugs with it. But on the flip side of that, I was watching the recent episode where him and Mob James got into it. I honestly didn't know who Mob James was, even though I grew up in the era with Biggie, Pac, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know when my homies called, that came out in 91. I was born in 87. Like, I grew up on Pac, so I understand Charleston's side. I understand Mob James' side. I did some research on Mob James after that because I found it to be interesting and intriguing. Most people would be like, well, why would you care? Why would you find that? I can't help who I am. All I know is I use the situations that I encountered in the past, such as gang banging or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I encountered some of those situations so I could relate because I've seen a lot of things myself too. But what I'm saying is basically, I grew up in that era and stuff like that. And I looked Mob James up. Come to find out, he had dealings with Suge Knight, Pac, the whole nine. So I watched a lot of his videos. Man, I'm telling you, I pure sympathize with this man. I could see the pain in his eyes. I could see the tears in his eyes. I could feel it. I could feel it in my soul, his pain. So it's crazy to me that a lot of times the type of person that I am, I'm cool with both sides, not in a derogatory way or a bad way. I'm kind of like the common ground mediator, the person that can understand both sides. I guess God blessed me to have the ability to be able to mediate, also to be able to be understanding, so I can get you know what I'm saying? I'm duo. I'm not saying I play the fences or I'm biased or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? I understand the criminal. I understand the non-criminal. I understand the good. I understand the bad. I understand, I understand the tough. I understand the weak. That's what I'm saying. So with that being said, I like both of them. I really do. I really do. But I see a authenticity when it comes to Mob James. I do. I see a common or a authentic. I just see authenticity when I see him. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anybody trying to get over, push over. I know he has done some things. He said that openly and willingly. But Charleston, on the other hand, man, I rocks with him. But, real recognize real. And I shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying, be speaking on this. But the reason why I am speaking on it is because I have a 13-year-old son. Say I went to sleep one day and he watching that. He could be influenced by that stuff. The same way Charleston is talking about he was influenced by Biggie and Pac and stuff. It's just crazy to me that we have a community activist that's saying, well, fuck them kids and different stuff like that. So he does send a lot of mixed messages. He said the ones that he worked with, and he do send a lot of mixed messages. And I could understand he's the type of person where he'll fluctuate the narrative of what he's saying to just make it suit what he's saying at that particular time. And you know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, stuff like that not real. The type of person I am, I stand for what I stand for. And he stand for what he stand for too. That's the thing about it. But he stands with a different integrity. A different integrity. That's all I'm saying. His value and belief system is different. And I understand what he's saying about gang banging. That shit true as hell. I was doing that when I was 13 years old. Learned quick. So I just feel like nobody, I mean, you can't really judge people for when they woke up and smelled the coffee, man, because everybody's destiny is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's destiny is really different. I understand both sides of what's being said, but like I said, I'm speaking against the whole situation itself too, because, you know, I know that I watched the interview and I follow Charleston or whatever, so I know that Mob James went on a 20-hour trip just to go see that man and involve himself in what Charleston was doing. And for it to turn out like that, man, that's just the work of the enemy. That shit's sad, bro. Here it is, you got a man, I think Charleston like 43, 44, Mob James a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? And it's just sad that they were supposed to be coming together and work as a team to get some shit accomplished. And they just turn around and totally just let their adolescent childhood drama, unhandled issues, how Charleston said, because I looked it up after Charleston said it. What did he say? Quantum leap. That's what they're suffering from. A major quantum leap. They keep resulting back to when they was 13. Shit like that. Shit that happened in their childhood. And really, I feel like both of them need a therapist that they willing to sit down and talk to. You know, but I could tell that Mob James, you know what I'm saying, by him really losing his brother, it really really changed the outlook of things. And sometimes God will allow things to happen because what we do, and also to make things go hand in hand to make us become who we are. Just like Charleston had his events that made him become who we are. He is. Mob James the same way. Me, myself the same way. Everybody. So with that being said, I'm really teaching my son the right way. I really am. And it's sad he almost got swooped up in that gang banging cycle. But fortunately, fortunately, however you want to say it, I used to be, like I said, in a gang. I am not proud of that. But I have to tell people to let people know the glory of God and people can change. Man, I went through so much shit having to do appeals and do this and do that and fight this and do that. I learned early. I'm 34 years old and I teach my son. That's the best tool you could do. So it's not when you wake up, it's how you wake up and what you do with it when you finally do wake up. And I hope y'all brothers get it together. I hope this is just a internet beef, because it's sad, bruh. It's sad. And I know Charleston, if he see this video, he'll cuss me out. He already done got on my head one time, one of the comments I made. But you know what? I got enough respect for that brother. What he has done. I ain't trying to argue with nobody. So it is what it is. But I hope y'all brothers get it together. I hope it was staged. Even if it was staged, we don't need that shit, man. We don't need to look at the Biggie and Pac thing. Look at just Nas and Jay-Z. They sit there and did all this ether and the takeover and all this to turn around and do living my dream with DJ Khaled in 2021. So we got to do better than this, black men, women, people, us. We got to do better. Shout out to Charleston White. Shout out to Mob James. Gladly chosen. Subscribe to the channel. Love y'all. God first. God first. Anything else could wait. Anything else could wait.